I'm back. Another episode. Here we are, Free Island Girl, and my favorite realtor is Steven Hattie.
Hello. Can you get a little
So,
bit closer to me?
yeah, come over. So you guys know it's been a minute, right? I left the DR, I was in California for a while, but I could not resist, so now I'm back in Las Terrenas, here with Steven, and this is a special episode because I want to give you guys some updates. Well, really, Steven's going to give you the updates on like what's been happening here with real estate. The market's gone crazy. So those of you who've been writing to me, this one's for you. So Steven,
Yeah.
how you been?
Good, but
Nice to meet
she
you.
caught me a little bit off guard, completely unscripted. I have no idea what's so.
We don't do
anyway,
scripted.
whatever.
We don't
Doesn't
do
matter.
scripted. That's why it's fun.
But I didn't even get like 5 minutes to think about what it doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'll ask you
Tell
questions
what
and
I
you
know.
just answer them, right? Okay, so I left here in August of 2021. And things were coming along, right?
Very
Then
much
came,
so.
Yeah, then came back in November, saw some new stuff, some developments. It's now March of 2022, and this place has exploded. Every place I turn, there's like another billboard for development. So what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, well, exactly that. I mean, it's crazy, and many big developments, big, small, medium, anything imaginable is being developed.
Yeah.
Well, whoever can buy a piece of land and can afford to build whatever, it's being developed. That's what's happening right now. From big beachfront projects to even like single-family homes and little things up in the hills.
Yeah.
I'm always running around everywhere, looking at everything, every piece of land, every whatever, and in little nooks up, tucked away.
That hasn't changed. Still
Little-
playing motos, yeah.
Little nooks tucked away up in the
Yeah.
corner of a mountain or the side of a hill, and you just kind of scan around and you see 2 or 3 new villas being built, and
Yeah.
houses, apartments, just absolutely everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
People are building, developing projects, individual, everything.
So I have mixed feelings about this because, like a lot of people do, because on the one hand, great, people are coming down, it's providing jobs, whatever, but it's also like scooping out loads of the environment. And what's up with the infrastructure though? Like, can we keep up with the pace in terms of all these new, so because some of these, there's one in town right across from Banco Popular, they say it's gonna have hundreds of units, is that true? Hopefully
Across
not.
from Popular, no.
Not that, okay, good, not hundreds of units.
No, God, no.
Okay,
There's
good.
a little project being built there. I don't even
Okay.
know how many units. It's 20 or something.
Okay,
no,
good.
nothing. There's nothing with hundreds of units
Thank God.
downtown. No.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's getting crowded. Like, there's more traffic in the streets. There's more people here year-round, I'm noticing. Like, we're just at the tail end of high season.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And I'm always going through Facebook posts and people talking about rentals, which is not my thing, but they're saying people who've been here years, they're saying how rentals don't taper off all that much in the
Yeah,
off season
they're not,
anymore.
not anymore.
It just the secret is out. Paradise has been
Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel partly responsible for that. My son's always like, it's your fault, Mom, because you keep telling people how nice it is. And it is nice, but
Yeah.
it's changing.
Yeah, very much.
So, okay, so you mentioned the rental market. What do you think about the value that's available for homes that people are purchasing? Prices are going up,
Prices
for sure.
are going up, of course. That's just normal. Yeah, what seems to sell the most is like between 100 and 300,000. That kind of
Okay.
seems to be the spot where let's say common people. You know,
Right.
they're not multimillionaires. they're
Regular
not,
folks.
Yeah, regular folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, between 1 and 300 is
So,
what we sell most
What
of.
can you get for $100,000?
Right now,
Yeah.
there are a few options.
I know, I'm
but
shocked to hear you say
not
100, like-
Very well. It's
It's like
and
a,
why I
it's a
say
tree
right
house.
now there are very few
It's a
options
treehouse.
because that's the what's there the less of, because whoever can afford
They
that
grab it, they snap it up,
doesn't-
right.
Yeah.
So these are some of the, like Armonia, right? Armonia, whatever, where they do it. I've seen some of those where I mean, you tell me, because I don't really know, but you're my source. They build a lot of them. They're cheap. What's the quality like, though?
Well, Harmonia number 1 is not delivered yet.
Okay.
So
This is a
and-
project
and they've been
that's-
sold out for many months now
Yeah,
already,
yeah.
and it still isn't finished. So the good thing is, number 2 will be built after number 1, and we'll
there'll be
get to
more.
see the results of number 1 to be able to tell you the quality of number
Right,
2, whether we
okay.
have confidence in it or not.
Okay.
You know, and that I like.
Yeah.
When it's something when we don't know the developers, when they're new to town and they don't have anything we can physically look at,
Yeah.
then all you can do is, hope and cross
Hope,
your fingers.
exactly. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff. So the deal is that pre-construction is how people purchase their properties a lot of times. If you don't have an extra 300 grand sitting around, pre-construction is typically the way to go because you put a little bit of money down, right? And then you pay in stages as the development goes along. And then the final payment is due on delivery of keys, essentially, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you want to talk about pre-construction? Is there anything else people need to know about pre-construction, or like what's happening?
Yeah, see, because the market's been so hot, there's very little good pre-existing resales left. You know, anything that's really good, it barely gets time to be put on anybody's website, and it's just...
Okay, wait a second. You said good pre-existing resale. What does that mean?
Yeah, like you built a house 5 years ago and you want to sell it, so it's an existing house
that's
there.
Right, okay.
So things that are really attractive, they just don't last. It's that kind of market now.
It's hot.
It's very hot, it is. Many projects, and everything's even escalating, which I can't even believe it since last year. But you know, many projects, the beautiful one from our let's say our famous developers here in Las Terrenas, they have a great reputation.
Yeah.
And they can't buy land fast enough to build, and everything's selling out on paper before they even break ground. This is how it is.
So there's a concern. I will be really honest with you guys. There's a concern among those of us who either have lived here full time like me or come back and forth. And that is that Las Terrenas will turn into like a Punta Cana or a Tulum or Cancun or someplace like that nobody wants to see, because part of the beauty is all this nature you see, right? It's not totally mowed down. But you were saying earlier that there's some, particularly like local developers, Dominican developers, who think that those of us from North America or Europe want to see all the bright, shiny stuff, which, you know, you want a quality product, but this is what we love. We love the nature. So what's up? Are we going to lose this, you think?
I don't know. See, I don't know, because I'm Canadian, so I don't know. I grew up there, and I know what I like. I like to come here. We're sitting under a thatched roof. I don't know if the camera sees that or not.
Yeah.
But, you know, me personally, I can only speak for myself, but I like the very typical Dominican style,
Right.
you know, restaurants, everything. I like that.
That's the beauty
That's
of it.
the charm,
The
and
culture,
that's the appeal.
yeah.
And as new people come, and more people come, well, yeah, things change. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that, for example, again, when it comes to things we have for sale, I like the older, maybe if it's something a resale, 15 or 20 years old, it's more have a charming feel.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of people want brand new and modern.
Yeah, because...
So it's...
Well, so like with the house I lived in before here, it was lovely. I think it was maybe a dozen years old. But then you have like older plumbing and maybe issues with, I mean, we didn't have leaks necessarily, but you know, so so if somebody says, okay, but I like the charming too, and I want to buy something that's pre-existing, what are they looking at in terms of maintenance and, you know, what are some of the issues?
Like anywhere in the world, I would guess it depends who built it and the quality of the original build. You know, I don't even know how old my house is. It's probably close to 30 years. They said it's around 15 years old when I bought it in 2008. And I literally had very few problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little things once in a while. Like no different than Canada. Like maybe I was a lucky one. Maybe, who knows? But there's good and bad everywhere, in every aspect of everything.
That's
so,
true.
You know,
That's true. The internet's still like, honestly.
Look,
how's your internet?
I have Claro, fiber optic internet.
Fiber optic is the key.
It's consistent. It's there. It's awesome.
Fiber optic is the key. So all the newer developments, they're getting fiber optic installed automatically. All those types of things are done. But again, you know, they're mowing down loads of the natural terrain, and
any development calls for that.
I know. I have a soft spot. What's a good deal? If I say, okay, look, I'm coming. I want a 2-bedroom. It's me and like a family of 3 or 4 maybe. You have some stuff off the bat, you'd say, yep, this is the way to go, or don't do this. What should people look out for? Maybe that's a better question.
Well, kind of what I referred to earlier, there's so much of the pre-existing, everything good pre-existing is sold, so you're almost buying these pre-constructions, which a lot of them have the Confortur tax exemptions. You don't pay your title transfer tax, no property taxes. The best deals, let's say, is when you're buying off-plan on paper. Before it starts, you're getting a lower price, because as units get sold, prices go up.
Right.
So if it's from a trusted developer, and a lot of people, a lot of them that I know, that I trust and have perfect confidence in, because I've seen their past work, I'm all for it. You know, that's your best deal. Okay,
so a couple of things I want to mention. One, you said Confortur, but I'll tell you guys about that again. We've talked about it before. But when Steven said trusted developer, this is really important, because people write to me still all the time. They say, someone wrote recently and said, hey, I plunked down some money in a Punta Cana development, but he doesn't know the realtor, doesn't have a lawyer, just is like kind of hopeful that this project is going to go off, you know, without a hitch. You need to have people that you can trust, people who've been in this business, in this area for a long time. This is why I work with Steven, because you've been down here for, how long have you been here, Steven? You're practically Dominican now. It's been a long time.
My Spanish will tell you otherwise, but no, since 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you know this market very well.
Starting to, yeah, but it's changed very much.
He's modest.
Just since COVID, yeah, it's changed so much. That,
Well, oh yeah, so COVID. Okay,
Yeah.
so we just said the other day, so my son was here a minute ago, who's now 12, and Steven's like, I thought he was 10, because when we first met, he was 6 years old. So we've known each other for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you were doing, how long have you been doing real estate in Las Terrenas?
Yeah, this is year 7. You were right at the beginning.
Yeah, so
yeah.
he's been doing this for a while, and so you've seen the changes, you've seen the development. This is why I do refer people directly to Steven, because he's been here, he's seen the changes, you know the builders, the architects, who's trustworthy, who does crap work, who does good work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know everyone, and I'm
Everyone.
not one of those guys to say, I know everything.
No, I don't
but
suggest
I know
that.
a lot of people, and I know a lot of way things work around
Yeah.
here, and very much part of my job, because this is not a typical real estate market.
No.
We're not just buying 30 minutes outside of where we're from or where
Yeah.
we live now. People coming to a different country, I might have said this before, I'm repeating myself, but it's very much part of our job, just pointing people in the right direction,
Right.
with the right connections and the right people and the right ways and processes to do everything.
Yeah. Well, what I like is what he just said, like, I don't know everything. So this is not some guy who's going to bullshit you, frankly. It's like, if you don't know, you don't know, but you can find out, right? And that's, so like me as a lawyer, if I don't know something, I'll be like, well, I'm not really sure, but let me find out. And even if you don't decide to, come and ask Steven for help, whatever, make sure that whoever you deal with isn't someone who's like promising you the world or guaranteeing everything, because that's just not really possible to promise that there's not going to be any problems. You just have to be sure that whoever you're dealing with, again, is reputable, trustworthy. You can ask for references. So that's my recommendation to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to go back now and talk about that, what you mentioned called Confortur. It's a law here in the DR that I don't know when it came into being, but it's been around for a while. But basically it was designed by the government to boost tourism, to attract foreign investment.
Exactly.
So, and it has to do a lot with real estate here. And not every development is under the Confortur umbrella, but those that are bring huge benefits. So Steven, I think you talked about the transfer tax. So for example, there's normally a 3% transfer tax on real estate transactions here. With Confortur, you don't have to pay that. You don't have to pay property tax for 15 years, which can be renewed for another 15 years. That's huge. If you rent your property, like some people come part-time and go home, the rental income you receive is tax-free for 15 years, renewable for another 15 years, right? Yeah, there's huge benefits. And like, let's say you want your favorite, whatever, your, decor or materials you want to use that you're importing from out of the country, all that can come here. No customs or duty, taxes, that kind of thing. So if you look for a property with Confortur, that's going to give you a lot of benefits, but it's only on new stuff, and it only applies to the first sale. So if I buy the property that's under Confortur, I get all those benefits, but then if I sell it to Steven, they're gone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are ways.
Okay.
Depending if you buy in a personal name or in a company name,
Okay.
an LLC.
See, that's why you need to know
there
him.
are ways, and that's something that, depending on the persons, on the investors' individual circumstances,
Yeah.
they can discuss with their lawyer, and they will
Okay.
advise.
So this is why I deal with him, because he knows these things, and then we've got the lawyers to hook you up with, so you're good to go.
They are very important.
They're
Never,
hugely.
never try to save a few $100s on a lawyer
telling you.
when you're investing a few $100,000.
I've
Get
said
a good
this.
lawyer.
It's so true. I've said this on prior videos. I tell people all the time, it is worth the extra money you pay.
The most
Look,
important.
it's pay now or pay later. Period. Right?
It
is.
That applies
That's
very
just
much
what
so.
it is.
Yeah.
So, any
Well
other
said.
little tidbits you can think of?
God, I don't know.
Tell us a horror story. What did someone not do that they should have done, and then it was a disaster?
Not do that they should have done.
I like the drama.
No, I don't know.
No?
Resist, did not make a decision.
Oh.
One year before. to
Yeah,
make
well,
a decision.
yeah. That's
Okay.
that's. But I mean, it's a big thing investing in a foreign country. Some people it's people are nervous and they're not ready to pull the trigger. But people who were kind of on the fence last year, 2 years ago, and they're saying, well, we'll wait and see how it goes. Now they're kicking themselves.
Yeah, because things have doubled, right? in
Good point,
price.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Very, very much
So
so.
off to the side there, you'll meet him later, is Patrick Johnson, Steven's partner. Massive, massive, hugely. But both these guys are Canadian. Come here, Patrick, just for a second. Come show your face so you can see who we're talking about. Because
You had to ruin the video, didn't you?
This is Patrick.
How's it going, guys?
Patrick's got loads of experience from Canada, built a whole huge empire there, and he's building another empire here, Caribbean empire. So whether it's in Las Terrenas or Sosua or the Punta Cana area, whatever, this is your team, really, because they have listings all over the place. They've got an office in Sosua, an office or connections in Punta Cana. You tell them. Tell them.
We have representation across the island in all the various beach resort areas that you want to buy in. And that's key. We have experienced people in each area that have done hundreds of transactions, each on their own, and they're now part of our group, both on referral basis and also internal. And it makes a difference. It really makes a difference.
Yeah. So trusted people. And, I wouldn't have them, and I wouldn't do that. Anyway, I think that's it. Unless you have something else that you want to.
Well, I feel pretty good for being blindsided, and hey, let's make a video. But
I told you it's going to be easy.
That's what's going on here. Another beautiful day in March, blue skies and blue waters, and just working away.
All right, guys. So if you have questions, if you want to know, if you're ready, write to me. Put you in touch with Steven or Patrick. We'll go from there. Yes, the link. Well, so the link, there should be a Calendly link. Click that. You'll be able to sign up, contact me. We can make an appointment for a consultation, all of that. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, please, you're like 4 years late. So there's a little red button down in the corner there. Subscribe. Just helps everything. I think that's it. Mwah. Lots of love.
Adios.
Thank you. See you guys later.